Hey everybody! In this video we will be talking about the general characteristics of chameleons and one of the most amazing evolutionary traits that exist in the wildlife. Yes, the color change trait in chameleons. This video is based on the article Photonic Crystals Cause Active Color Change in Chameleons by Jeremie Teyssier and Suzanne Saenko. But before talking about the color change trait itself, let's talk a little bit about the general aspects of the chameleons, starting with their phylogeny tree. They belong to the Animalia kingdom, phylum Chordata, class Reptilia, order Squamata, and to the Chameleonidae family, which is showing the image on the right side of your screen. Regarding the habitat of the chameleons, they are majorly present on tropical forests and desert areas in Asia, Africa, and Europe. Also, they usually prefer to live either close or even on trees, bushes, and places which they are able to camouflage. Now, to give a better background for the following information in this video, it is important to know some of the general characteristics of the chameleons. Their size can vary between 1 to 26 inches. Besides, as it looks like, they have a really flexible body, which can be flat from side to side or change its shape into something like a leaf line. Chameleons have a variety of nutrition. Basically, they are omnivorous. That means their diet is based on both plant and animal sources. They are always searching for fresh grasshoppers, crickets, and plants, which are all good examples of chameleon food. Now, in terms of reproduction, there are different aspects for female and male chameleons. The female chameleon digs a hole in the ground to keep their eggs safe from the cold weather. They normally lay 20 eggs, which depends on the type of species. It takes 4 months to a year for the eggs to be hatched, which is long when related to other reptiles, but is pretty close to the duration of a human woman pregnancy or gestation period. Generally, the male chameleon is the one who has more distinct color traits, which are also strongly connected to mating. As we are going to show soon on the color change section, they have varying combinations of bright red, green, blue, and yellow. The brighter the color, the more dominant the male is, which is a key factor on the female's mating choice. In addition, since chameleons are not true social animals, most of the time the female does not like to be touched or close to males at all.
The eyes of the chameleon are very unique, and they have the best eyesight out of all of the chameleons. They can see in ultraviolet and move their eyes independently from one another. The eyes of the chameleon are located laterally on their head. The eye is shaped like a cone, and it's covered with this scaly eyelid, except for this teeny little opening for the pupil. This structure and location of the eyes allow chameleons to see almost 360 degrees of their environment. If having the best eyesight wasn't enough, chameleons also have the fastest tongue of all the reptiles. The tongue of the chameleon is roughly 1 to 2 times their body length. Their tongue can launch out of their mouth and go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 1/100th of a second. Because of this insane speed, when they hit their prey is being hit with 14,000 watts of power per kilo. If you didn't already know, chameleons are toward the bottom of the food chain, so if necessary, anything will eat them. But birds are the most common predators. The hornbill bird will fly over in search of a chameleon, and if spotted, it will fly down and pick them up while they're in the treetops. And even though the shrikebird may look small, it is one of the biggest threats of chameleons, because it will look for a nest and eat the eggs. If If you didn't already know, chameleons are toward the bottom of the food chain, so if necessary, anything will eat them. But birds are the most common predators. The hornbill bird will fly over in search of a chameleon, and if spotted, it will fly down and pick them up while they're in the treetop. Snakes are another huge predator of chameleons, especially the ones who spend most of their times up in the trees. The biggest threats to chameleons are the boom-slaying snake and the vine snake. The snakes will either eat the chameleons while they're up in the trees, or they will go and hunt for the nest to eat the eggs. Chameleons are generally found in rainforest and spend most of their times climbing and gripping trees. So the adaptation of the prehensile tail allows them to wrap it around a tree branch and provide more stability. The tail of the chameleon cannot be broken off. Chameleons are generally found in rainforest and spend most of their times climbing and gripping trees. So the adaptation of the prehensile tail allows them to wrap it around a tree branch and provide more stability. The tail of the chameleon cannot be broken. Along with the prehensile tail, they also have the adaptation of the zygdactylous feet. On the front feet, the outer group has 2 toes, and on the inner group, it has 3 toes. On the back feet, it is the exact same, but just reverse. The outer group has 3 toes, and the inner group has 2. This arrangement of their toes allows them to grip around the narrow tree branches.
Chameleons are known for changing colors, and they use this as a way to communicate with their surroundings. They change in color based on their mood, behavior, and temperature conditions. They also change their color when they are communicating, especially when they turn darker, they feel cold, and also allow their skin to absorb more heat. And also darker colors indicate when they are stressed. And on the other hand, when their colors are brighter, such as green, red, and orange, it means that they are excited or aggressive. They change in colors to allow us to know whether chameleons feel sick or to understand their mood. For their normal colorization, green and brown usually indicate a resting or neutral state for chameleons. The colors are different depending on what type of chameleon species and the natural habitat they are in. For example, camouflage is known to be a relaxed color that makes them feel safer because it helps them hide and feel subdued. For example, the left picture on the slide is a pygmy and dwarf chameleons that lives on the forest floors in the wild. It is a fact that is related to their more subdued brown colors, which match the dead leaf colors. On the right picture on the slide, they are more colorful, and they are called panther chameleon or Forcifer pardalis. They are usually belong to the tropical rainforest of Madagascar. Besides that, the normal color when they are in resting state can also dictate their color change, just based on what type of species or natural habitat they are in. Chameleons use bright colors when they are showing aggressions, especially when they are being territorial towards other male chameleons. They change into brighter colors such as red or bright green, blue, yellow, and even white to use in the wild when they are trying to make themselves visible against their background, like a tree to protect their territory or warn their opponent. Usually, male chameleons that are weak will dim their colors to show defeat. That is showing on the left side of the screen. And on the right side of the screen, for the mating season, males are aggressive and they show brighter colors for attraction to female chameleons. And also, chameleons will turn into brown colors, which indicates that they are depressed and can also be a sign of brumation. A brumation is a reptile version of hibernation. Dark colored, almost black, indicates that they are sick and usually they turn pale at night. Also for the female chameleons, they turn brown or white, which indicates that they are not in the mood, usually when they are already carrying eggs. Chameleons also have five signs when they are defensive, which are first puffed up chin, karate chopped hand, curled up tail, and usually when they're ready to bite, they start gaping and hissing. On the left picture is like the whole picture of the first three, which are the puffed up chin, karate chopped hand, and curled up tail. The reason why they puff their chin is to make themselves look bigger to the predators, and also for the karate chop hand, usually when they are ready to move to any type of direction they wanted to go, and when they start gaping or hissing, that's when they're ready to um, bite or attack.